Hello, my Vibe Tribe. Welcome to the Daily Vibe. Happy Monday. Monday. It's Monday. You already know that, but I'm reminding you or giving you that reality check that it's Monday. Who likes Monday? Actually, Mondays aren't that bad. It's all perspective, right? It really is all perspective. We choose to see what we want to see. We choose to believe what we want to believe. I'm going to do these cards really quick. These are just kind of our standard, right? They're just kind of the daily vibe. Let's get everything going, all the energy flowing and stuff. But I'm going to hold off a few minutes because I've decided to make a few changes to Monday. Just to kind of see how it goes. All right, one more shuffle and we'll see how that goes. All right. Let's see here. Whew. How was everybody's weekend? Sorry. I've been sitting here for about 10 minutes. Nothing. The minute I hit start on this, it's like, oh, my face is itchy. Oh, sorry. Anyway. Oy. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. So, I know, awkward beginning. How is everybody's Monday? I shuffled the cards for the Monday poll. I'm going to be changing the format a bit of Monday. Good morning, baby sibling. I'm going to be changing the format for Mondays. I ran it by, actually, I was talking to baby sibling last night and she thought it was a great idea. I like to run these ideas by people because, you want to make sure you're heading in the right direction, right? And that's the beauty of things that last a while. They have the opportunity to change. They have the opportunity to go in directions that you may not have expected them to go or were sure they should go. But we had so much fun on Friday doing just the kind of cold read for everybody, that I thought I would start Mondays off with that as well. Kind of bookend the weekends, right? I mean, maybe we have a lot of thoughts over the weekend because we're not at work or we're not doing whatever it is we're doing Monday through Friday, and or whatever your work days are. Good morning, Sammy. But I thought maybe Metaphysical Monday or Mystic Monday would be kind of fun. Mystic Monday actually kind of sounds pretty cool. I am so sorry about my face. This is, I think, my sign that spirit is ready to go. Like, go. It's like having your face flapped with feathers. But oh my goodness. It's like all this energy is just coming at me. But what I want to kind of point out first and foremost is what I did on Friday is not for everybody. I realize that. But I really don't think it treads on anyone's beliefs. They are answers. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm not telling you what direction to go in your life. I'm not even telling you that you have to watch it if you don't want to. Stepping into the metaphysical isn't always easy, but my beliefs. You know that, I believe in God and I have a whole table full of, higher powers that I look to for guidance. And I don't want Monday, whether it be Metaphysical Monday or Mystic Monday, whatever I settle on, I don't want it to deter you from watching, because sometimes we pray for answers, right? Some people pray for answers and then they're like, well, why didn't I get it? Well, it could be coming through here. I mean, like I said, everything's already starting to come here and come hit me. So I know they want me to get started because, we only have about 30 to 45 minutes to do this. And I really am going to try not to go over that. But Sammy likes Mystic Monday. I actually really like that too. So good morning, Eileen. But I don't want to lose anybody because I decide to go in this direction. I think if you are looking for your answers and you are here, this may be the reason why someone is directing you in this direction. So don't get hung up on the beliefs. Don't get hung up on whatever the cards are. Don't get hung up on, don't get hung up on the definition of, like the actual definitions of things. Just open yourself up, allow yourself to just accept whatever answers are coming, And, if it's something that you're not really sure about, just stick on, hang on for the ride. It can be a fun ride. So for a while, until I maybe decide to change this, or maybe I feel like it's not working, this is going to be the Monday and the Friday thing. Tuesday is still going to be Tuesday Thoughts. Wednesday is going to be self everything. Love, care, worth, respect, whatever it is that betters our higher self and helps us see ourselves, that is going to be Wednesday. And then Thursdays, of course, is going to be things to think on Thursday, which is kind of just my opinion, which everything of this really is my opinion. But Monday and Friday, I really am going to connect to spirit. And it's funny because now that I've said that, now that I've acknowledged that itchiness is spirit, my face doesn't itch anymore. So just these, because this is usually what I start with, but I wanted to say that really quick. Be trustworthy. Okay. If someone is asking you to do something, be trustworthy. All right. If somebody asks you to keep a secret, keep a secret. If somebody asks you not to do something, don't go behind their back and do it. If you feel you can be perfectly honest with someone, be someone they trust that will tell them the truth. It's not always easy to hear the truth, but sometimes it's exactly what we need to pop us out of whatever funk we're in, right? Hang around people who bring you joy and value what you bring to the table, especially if you bring donuts, right? Who doesn't love a good donut? But, hang around people who bring joy and value to what you bring to the table. Do not hang on to people that do not up your vibe. If they are tearing you down, if they are making you feel like crap to make themselves feel better, you need to walk away and let them go. It doesn't mean you have to kick them out of your lives, but just kind of lessen the time that you spend with them, because you don't need that. You're trying to vibe at a higher level, and people don't like that. Some people don't like that. So they're going to try to tear you down. Okay, because they don't want, sometimes it's out of fear. Sometimes they're afraid that if you vibe higher, you're going to leave them behind. So if it feels like it's that kind of thing, and you feel like maybe they're just clinging and they're afraid, maybe sit down and talk with them and say, hey, look, what is it you want to talk about? Why are you treating me this way? And you can't change anybody, but you can hopefully guide them a bit to making better changes for themselves so that they too are vibing higher. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. Change is about removing the negative, not the positive. Okay, if you have a mountain you need to climb, climb it. If you have a wall of waves that you need to get through, find a way to get through it. Don't wallow in there, okay? Don't sit there on the side of the cliff looking at the peak thinking, I can't do this. You can do this. You have the power in you to do this. Get rid of the negative thoughts. Bring in the positive thoughts, okay? And the last one of these, reconnect with yourself, reconnect with someone. So this doesn't have to be both. It could be one or the other. Maybe you've wanted to reconnect with someone, but you don't know how. Just drop them a messenger. That doesn't mean they're going to reply, but at least you tried, right? Or reconnect with yourself. Baby sibling did this yesterday. She went up to the mountains, did some hiking with her boys, and and then they had fun with like cookies and pizza after. And sometimes it's what we need to do. We need to shut off everything and just go and connect with ourselves, reconnect with ourselves. Okay. I had to do a little bit of that last night, and I'd like to think that it went pretty well. So anyways, here we go. I've decided, thank you, Sammy, for replying. It is now going to be Mystic Monday. Mystic Monday. So I have the Magical Fairies deck. I have the Universe Has Your Back. When I find my Archangel Gabriel cards, I'll use those too. They're hiding from me right now. Mindful Messages, the Isis Oracle deck, the Goddess Isis, thank you. Heal Yourself deck. I actually meant to pull one of these early on, and then of course our excuse me, I think I better start with that one, because that one was clogging up my throat. Beyond Lemuria, and of course the New Orleans Oracle deck. I actually Instagrammed. I found the person who did the New Orleans deck on Instagram, and I thanked her for creating such beautiful cards, and she was amazing. She replied back, said thank you for being drawn to them, and I also tagged the store where I bought them, And good on her. She actually put a separate message thanking them for carrying her cards. I will say this though, I bought the only deck, at least the only one I could see. So that was pretty exciting. But, you know, and it's when you're in this kind of place where you're learning, you know, where you're teaching yourself new things, and, you know, you're just kind of accepting the path that you're meant to be on, it feels good to have a little bit of, you know, a thank you or a validation, or someone who's grateful and gracious. You know, if you're creating something new out there and somebody thanks you, be gracious and, you know, tell them, you know, you're welcome and thank you for, you know, for seeing this. Thank you for doing this. And I think it's just very important to give back, you know, to remind people that, you know, if it's not for the person buying your product, you have no business, right? You don't have that business. So it doesn't matter what it is. It could be your very first thing. It could be your 10th thing. Just show the gratitude. It's not that hard. I know sometimes when, you know, you get more and more overwhelmed with things, you know, you can't always say thank you, but maybe even a blanket thank you, just, you know, and that's anybody. I was just excited because I just wanted her to know that the cards touched me. I don't do that often. I don't normally, you know, go on there. Maybe I should, you know, because people like to have that validation of something that they've done. But the cards, just the minute I opened it, it opened up to Marie Laveau, Madame Laveau, and she is a true icon in New Orleans. I mean, they have a society for her. Her gravesite is so visited, so very greatly visited. Never been to New Orleans, but it is a fascinating place. But I know a lot about her, not as much as I would like to, but I know a lot about her. And when the first time I saw that card, because that's the one that's face up in the deck, I was blown away. You know, when I saw the cover of the deck, I was blown away. It's just so vibrant and colorful and beautiful. And that's really what I needed at the time. I needed something vibrant and colorful and beautiful because I was in a dark place. You know, and I'm finally coming out of that dark place. I'm finally coming back into the light and back into, you know, being who I am without having to force myself to be somebody, you know, and I don't like to do the fake it till you make it. It's not my thing anymore. And I like to tell people that, you know, but I also know that I was staying in that one place too long. You know, I had no business being there anymore. And I was just afraid. I was afraid to come back into the light because, you know, we never know what's coming our way, right? We don't know what is going to pop us upside the head, whether it's good or bad. But, you know, if you really think about it, everything can be good. It's perspective. It's how you look at it. Are you going to look at it as something that's tearing you down and making you feel like shit and horrible? Or are you going to look at it as a learning lesson and something that you can grow from, right? That's what this is all about. Every bad thing that happens to us, every good thing that happens to us is a lesson. It's a lesson to push us towards whatever it is that we're aiming for, or it's a lesson to show us how to grow more. You know, how to release things that don't fit in our lives anymore, or to kind of loosen the reins on things that we can't control. You know, for the most part, we can't control anything in life. You know, I mean, when it comes to all those outside things, I mean, yeah, you can control what you eat, you can control what you wear, you can even control what you think, but you can't control outcomes. You know, because 90% of I'm always throwing out these percentages, but I don't even fucking know, okay? But when you throw things out there, you may be able to say, oh, wow, this turned out great. Because you're just going with the flow. But if you try to nitpick and you try to say, well, that streamer doesn't look right, or that balloon's in the wrong place, you're just going to make yourself mad. So everybody else may think it looks great the way it is, but your outcome is already kind of clouded because you're not happy with what you're seeing. Instead of just saying, hey, you know what? I'm glad that people were here to help me. This is great. You're sitting here going, well, nobody did anything I wanted to say, and now I'm pissed. So everybody else is having a good time, but you're not. And that's the outcome. Everything looks great. You did a great job, but you're not enjoying it because one balloon is out of place. One streamer is not the way it should be, right? And that's life. Sometimes we just have to go with the flow. Trust me, it is hard. I am learning, I'm practicing, I'm doing everything I can to not overthink anymore. All right, so here are the cards. Wild and Entrapment. Now, I'm going to read these because these are actually very in-depth. They really go into, they say a lot, but this is a really pretty card. See, these are really pretty too. I mean, they're more on the darker side, but they still have those vibrant colors sort of in them. That's what I love about it. Oh, that one's creepy. That has the doctor with the plague mask. Now, for people that don't know about these masks, the doctors used to wear them, and they used to put herbs at the end so that they couldn't smell the diseases and the death and everything around them. But they would wear the mask because they thought it protected them. So, I mean, it can go much more into depth. They are creepy AF. Creepy AF, okay? I mean, if I saw that and I was on my deathbed, I would just be like, God, take me now. My higher powers, take me now, because I do not want to be looking at that. Staring down the end of somebody's long masked nose. So, wild. There is a wild, untamed spirit inside of you, desperate to be unleashed. Free it and claim the gifts of energy, power, passion, and creativity it offers you. Oh, I'm feeling this one. Through suppressing your wild, succulent, outrageous, and untamed self, you dull your senses and crush your creativity. You shrink, lose your energy, and become depressed. Your relationships suffer and your rage grows. You become ashamed, hostile, cold, boring, over-serious, and scared. You stop taking chances and live in mediocrity, constantly trying to protect yourself. The truth is that no one can judge you, punish you, or hurt you as much as you can. Does this just resonate with what I just said about, the streamers and the balloons? Give in to your wildness and stop living a sham. This part of you is sensual, provocative, truthful, and courageous, bold, passionate, and alive. Set it free. Set it free. Look, she's on a boat with a light in her hand, with a little lantern in her hand. Go for it. The whole point is she's carrying her light because she can't see what's ahead of her. I mean, there's darkness ahead of her, right? When you walk into a dark room, you may know where everything is, but you can't see. What if you have a pet? You don't know if they're standing right in front of you because it's dark in there. Be your own light. See your own way through. Don't let people dull your sparkle. That is one of the best sayings out there. Okay, don't let people dull your sparkle. We tend to do that a lot. And then, it's because we're always looking for validation outside of ourselves. You have to look for it inside of you. Okay? You may ask people to say, hey, you know what? What do you think about this? But remember, if you're asking somebody to answer you, you're putting yourself in a situation where you may not hear the answer you want to hear, but the universe is going to give you, or God, or whatever your higher power is going to give you the answer you need. Okay? Excuse me. So there you go. Now, the action in this, go into nature. A forest is ideal. Oh, baby siblings said that their hike yesterday was good for their souls. So I think she was rediscovering her wild. And she knew it. She knew she needed to disconnect and just get out there, right? Take off your shoes, feel the earth or the grass underneath your feet, breathe in the air. Connect to the untamed quality of nature, animals, weather, seasons, planets, and your ancestors. Move the way tribal people move. Feel the energy from the ground moving into your feet and up your whole body. Make sounds. Let go of control as you move around, touching trees, smelling flowers, etc. If you want to do this inside, find photos of people, animals, or symbols which represent wildness to you. Take a few minutes to look at them and feel what they invoke in you. Put on some tribal or wild music and dance. Do this as often as you can for the next month. I think that's actually a great idea. I think that's a good way to reconnect to ourselves. Dance like no one's watching. And if people are, who fucking cares, right? You're sitting out there, you're doing something to better yourself. If they want to judge you, let them, because they're not having as much fun as you are. Entrapment. That's the creepy card. Yeah, look at that. The guy with the mask hovering over the girl. Although she looks like, hey, come at me, bro. But not in that way. Anyway. It's not a moment if I don't giggle, right? Or it's not a vibe if I don't giggle. You are letting too many things in your environment control your life. Oh my God, I just talked about this too. You are letting too many things in your environment control your life. You have drawn this card because it is time for a shift in personal power. You were encouraged to take responsibility for your life and choose new ways of thinking that create change. The reality is that for you to make the changes you want, need, and desire, you need a system, daily discipline, and motivation. As long as you blame outside influences for any circumstances in your life, you are powerless. It's the government, your abusive background, the interest rates, and the bank's fault. No, it's not. The system that many ultra-successful people use is they read books every day, listen to audios, go to as many seminars as they can, practice recognizing others' achievements, and form relationships with like-minded people. They talk about being ultra-successful and people doing all these things. It is true. A lot of people do go out and they do those things. But you just need to tune into yourself. All those seminars and those audios and those books and that you're reading, they're tools for you to decide which ones work for you. Not every self-help book works for everybody. It works for certain people. You may read a book that doesn't work for somebody else. Somebody else may read a book that does not work for you. It's like these reads. Not every card is going to resonate for you, but they're guidance tools. This in particular, these healing cards, they can be for anybody. If you feel like your sparkle is getting dull, go out there and live. Plant your feet in the ground. Go to the beach, plant it in water, go to the mountains. If there's a stream, plant it in the stream. Just reconnect. If you're not one that reconnects with Earth, just reconnect with yourself. Turn off your device for an hour. I actually have a little container that locks. The only way to get into it is if I take a hammer or a rock to this thing. So however long I put my phone or whatever my device is inside of this container, it stays locked for that amount of time. Okay? And I notice at first I kind of get like, oh my God, I hear my phone going off. What am I going to do? And then after a while, it's like, you know what? It can wait. Okay? If somebody needs me ASAP, they have my home phone number. Yes, that's right. I have a landline. So any of you, if you need me ASAP and I'm not answering my phone, then call me on my landline. See, landline. It's reconnecting to Earth, right? I am letting go of just this floating device. I'm letting go for a while. In fact, I need to do that again because I have not done that in a while. But yeah, don't become trapped. Don't become trapped. I mean, that technically, what am I saying? To me, this symbolizes death, right? This symbolizes death. But if you look at her face, she kind of looks like, she looks blue, but she looks like she knows what she needs to do to move forward. So, well, she also looks like she's trying to seduce the guy, but hey, we'll get past that part. But I mean, he's standing there with a stick. I don't even want, I can go in so many directions with that card, so I'm just going to put it down before this goes sideways. Because that's how my brain works. But don't become entrapped, all right? So, the actions. Ask yourself, are the people in my life building me up and inspiring? If not, or building me up and inspiring me. If not, it is time to take charge and to start making changes in my environment. Your first step could be cutting out all negative media from your daily life. Put your phone down. Another important action could involve changing your diet, cutting out sugar, food, and MSG and GMO, and replacing them with fresh organic vegetables. Somebody's talking to me right now. Take a moment and say the following statement to yourself or out loud. I am in control of my life. Nothing can affect me unless I choose to let it. My thoughts create my reality. Okay? That last sentence is the most important. My thoughts create my reality. Keep repeating this statement until you feel stronger. Eventually, you will believe it. It will help you to make new choices. Remember, your words and self-talk are very powerful in your own psychology. They really are. The only person that can truly shoot you in the foot is you. If you let other people just get under your skin, you're choosing that. Now, I know it's hard to hear that, and I know it's hard to listen to because I hate it when people tell me that. Well, you're the reason. It's like, no, people can hurt you, and people do hurt you, but people also make you feel good about yourself. People also make you smile, make you laugh. it's because we choose to let people make us smile and make us laugh, right? We choose to accept the joy. But when people hurt us, does that make them right? No, it still makes them wrong when people choose to hurt you. But how long we hang on to it is up to us. Excuse me. I'm currently studying for my Ho'oponopono practitioner certification, and I'm really excited about it because a lot of what Dr. Len talks about, which I'll go about probably, I'll talk more about it on Wednesday because I really want to share that with you. It's the Hawaiian Prayer, and it goes back centuries. But people have managed to, kind of like Reiki, people have managed to modernize it for, today's world. But the 4 sentences really are so important, and bringing yourself back to zero. What hurts us and what pushes us forward are memories. And when you can get yourself back to zero and a clean slate, it means that you've resolved those memories. It means you've let those memories go and they're no longer hurting you. And, we choose to hang on to the pain. And sometimes we choose to hang on to the pain because, we don't know how to move forward. And it is scary. And I chose to hang on to the pain for a long time. Sometimes I still choose to hang on to the pain because, nobody really wants to move forward. So, I don't think these cards are meant for us because nothing's coming out. So we're going to try a different deck. Don't worry, we're not giving up. We're going to try a different deck. Maybe we'll try this one on Friday. It is kind of a fun, whimsical deck, so we'll give that a go on Friday. But let's go with The Universe Has Your Back. Let's see what that one has to say to us. But, so if anyone literally is out there and needs an answer, there's one. In every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. Still on topic. It's amazing how that works, right? I mean, look, I was shuffling for how long with the other deck, and this one, I pull it out and poof, right there. In every moment, the universe is conspiring, or your higher power, to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. Again, it's choice. It is a choice. Life will always hand you crappy moments, and again, it's perspective. It's your choice whether you choose to stay there or whether you choose to be happy, whether you choose to see it as an issue that's just constantly nagging and nagging and nagging at you, or you choose to find the lesson in it and move forward. Moving forward doesn't always mean that you're leaving something behind. Okay? Moving forward sometimes means that, you are moving out of this stagnant energy and into an energy that you need to be in, where you can shine. Don't let other people stop you from shining. You are the one who allows yourself to shine. And so allow it. You don't have to impress anybody. You don't have to, stand on the top of a soapbox shouting, hey, pay attention to me. The people who are meant to pay attention to you will pay attention to you. The people who are meant to come into your life will come into your life. The people who are meant to leave your life will leave your life. Now, that doesn't mean that the people who leave your life, who are the negative ones. Sometimes the positive people leave your life. You're not always meant to stick with the same people, right? They come in for a season and for a reason. And the reason is how you choose to look at it. So, sometimes we're also just meant to help guide other people towards the light, but you can't force people. You can't make people change. People will change when they're ready to change. And I think that was what my issue was, is I was always trying to change myself because I thought I needed to be what the world wanted. I thought that I needed to be somebody, completely fantastic and amazing. And then I realized, why can't I just be myself? I was trying to be somebody that I wasn't. I was trying to push myself out of a comfort zone that I wasn't ready to push myself out of yet. And I think that's why I kept going back into that depressive state. I think that's why I kept going back into that state of, wow, I was right out of the deck. But we did that one on Friday. But I think that's why I couldn't get better, because I wasn't allowing myself to get better. I was trying to force myself into thinking that, a certain way and to be a certain way, until finally I just sat down and decided, you know what? I just need to allow myself to be who I am. Which is kind of why I like doing this Mystic Monday, which, it was really late last night, and I texted baby sibling and I said, what do you think about this format for Mondays? Kind of give people the bookends of, the weekend. Maybe they had some thoughts over the weekend and needed an answer, or, so here's the first one. That looks like a zombie, does it not? Healing the Divine Masculine. The Divine Masculine within provides protection, discernment, healing, and a sense of deep safety and holding, even through the most uncomfortable circumstances of life. Your inner masculine is going through healing right now, growing stronger in the ability to offer you inner protection and stability so that your inner feminine can blossom with creative expression. It is not a bad thing to embrace your masculine and your feminine sides. Okay, if you're a female, embrace them both. If you're a male, embrace them both. Whatever pronoun you land under, embrace all of it. Embrace all of it. That's what makes an entire person. Sometimes these people who identify as non-binary, which is basically, I'm just a soul in a body, they have that balance. They have that. They're in tune to both sides of themselves, and they're not ashamed of it. They're not afraid of it. And so, I'm going to read that one more time. Healing the Divine Masculine. The Divine Masculine within provides protection, discernment, healing, and a sense of deep safety and holding, even through the most uncomfortable circumstances of life. Your inner masculine is going through healing right now, growing stronger in the ability to offer you inner protection and stability so that your inner feminine can blossom with creative expression. A lot of times we'll find people who feel threatened by us. I'm going to go way back, and I'm going to go back in the Wayback Machine. And the last two boyfriends I had were starkly different. The second to the last one, he would get embarrassed because I knew sports. It's like, oh, well, I can't think of this name, and I'd just be like, blah, blah, blah. And it's just because I was raised on sports. I'm an only child of a father who loves sports. And I discovered new sports on my own. I discovered soccer, European peoples. I discovered hockey on my own. But I grew up on baseball and football, and so I just knew things. And I like to read about it. I like to study about it. You play enough Trivial Pursuit games, you learn things about other sports, right? Golfing. Not a lot of people like watching golfing. I love watching golfing. I love watching tennis. Some people don't understand how people can watch someone hitting a ball back and forth or hitting a ball towards a hole. It's fun and interesting. And not only that, there's so much more to just volleying that ball back and forth. There's skill that's involved there. Okay? I had to take a tennis course in high school for PE. And I had no control. There were two tennis courts, okay? I kept hitting the damn ball over the fence into the other court. When we were on the other court, I would hit it into the field, the baseball field. So imagine, and it was a strong serve, but I had no control. When I finally got it under control, my team would usually win. But I can't move that fast. It is an incredible sport. Baseball. Some people think, how can you just watch baseball standing around there? It is not easy hitting a ball with a stick. Okay? Or standing out in the outfield in like 100-degree heat, right? Who loves that? The guy making a lot of money. But my point is just because somebody likes something doesn't mean somebody else can't. However, going back to my point, sorry, I totally went off track there. But one of my boyfriends couldn't handle, he hated it because he had to be the man. He had to be the man. My next boyfriend, which turns out was the last guy I dated a billion years ago, if he couldn't remember something, he'd look at me like, do you know who that is? He loved it. He was actually proud of the fact that I knew these things. He took pride in the fact, hey, my girlfriend knows this, but that was a long time ago. And, I know that I sometimes joke about being single, but I think I've finally come to the point where in my life where it's no longer that pity party joking. It's just that, whatever's going to happen is going to happen in my life. But I'm not going to change who I am for anybody. If I meet somebody, I'll grow with them. When you meet somebody that you end up with, whether it's for, a season or a lifetime, grow with them, but don't try to change them. If you like the person that you met and you started out with, why would you want to change them? Now, if they have some issues and they have some hang-ups, you can help guide them. You can move them, hopefully, or even just plant the seeds. Sometimes when you plant the seed, it might take a while to grow. But you also have to put that energy into it. You have to put that good energy towards them. That is how you water that seed. Okay, a seed can't grow without water, right? Well, a spiritual seed that you plant in somebody to help them grow and to help nurture them can't grow if you're feeding it bad vibes. You have to feed it good vibes. I need to remember this, but, and that goes for yourself too. If you're planting a seed within yourself, you have to grow it. You have to water it with good vibes. Otherwise, it's going to die or it's going to go away and it's going to find another garden to grow in. One that's more nurturing, one that's more patient, one that's more kind. Okay. And don't feel slighted by things that people do. People struggle. I struggle. Eileen, who is watching right now, she has been magnificent. 2 times I have not been able to meet up with her and her girls. Both times I really wanted to hang out. But I just didn't have the peopling in me. And I couldn't fake it. I couldn't push myself through. And that's a lot different than pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Now, the last week, I've just been stuck in my comfort zone. I've just been stuck in this, I'm on a hamster wheel and I got to jump off because it's time. And I'm working on that. I'm changing that. So anyways, excuse me, one moment. Sorry. I usually cover my mouth, but I didn't want to sneeze into the mic. Scales of balance. See, this is a really pretty card too. Scales of balance. Balancing give and take, Balancing give and take, directing and flowing, play and solitude are ways to heal the relationship between the inner masculine and feminine energies. This is interesting. All the cards are just hitting the nail on the head. Good morning, Debbie Hall. So again, let me start that over. Balancing, giving. Okay, we know. Oh my God, seriously. Now I dropped the card. So sorry. Now we know. Balancing the give and take. What is wrong with me today? Seriously. Now I know this is the card for me because I just talked about this. Balancing, and look, the sun's coming up now. Balancing, give and take, directing and flowing, play and solitude are ways to heal the relationship between the inner masculine and feminine energies. Connection with the body is the most powerful form of healing for the feminine energy as it holds the secrets to divine feminine wisdom. So sing, dance, and play. Balance yourself. Balance yourself and just let yourself be free. Give yourself the opportunity to just take a deep breath, breathe out, and not worry what other people think about you. What other people think about you is not your business. Look at, for instance, look at the people that are in cars, right? Their windows are down, they're singing, they're dancing, and we look at them, some people look at them like, oh my God, I've done this. I look at them like, oh wow, But inside, the first thing that comes to my head is, I wish I could be more like that. I wish that when I'm driving down the road, I don't turn on my air in my car and roll up my window so no one can hear me singing. Who cares? Look at that person in that car. They don't care. They're out having a great time. They're enjoying themselves or maybe the company that they're with. They're having fun. They are having fun. Sometimes Sissy would do that. She would sing in the car. She would lip sync because she did not think she could sing. But, and she would dance and she tried to get me to do it. It's like, no, it's okay. Now I see older sibling and I, we're just so damn timid in the car, like we sing under our breaths and we don't really sing out loud. And I have heard older siblings. She has a nice voice. And we don't have fun the way Sissy did. And I miss that. I kind of wish we did have fun like that. So anyways, let's just hurry up and do these because I've been yammering so much. But, I think this is good because I think we're really kind of making headway. So, unique lives. I respect everyone's individual decisions and way of life. We're each on our own unique journeys, and my way isn't the only way. My job is not to change others, but simply to love them. I'm actually going to end on that one because I think that's the perfect one to end on. Debbie Hall loves singing in the car. I love singing in the car when I'm alone. It's concert time in the car when I'm alone. But I'm going to end on this one. Okay? I think this is something that we really, really, really need to remind ourselves of. I respect everyone's individual decisions and way of life. We are each on our own unique journeys, and my way isn't the only way. My job is not to change others, but simply to love them. I'm going to post that one in the comments today. I think it's important for us to remember that. Oh, wait, I can't end on that one. We have the Rebel deck. It's still going on the Rebel deck. When I talk about these things and the things I say, they're coming from a place sometimes of having been there and done that. But they're also things that are just flying out of my mouth that I'm also learning as we go. So I don't want people to think I'm on a soapbox, and I don't want people to think that I'm preaching at you because, or well, what do I know about all this? I need to balance. I need to balance my energies. I need to remind myself that I am a unique individual. I asked baby sibling last night, God, it was probably about 10:30 last night when I asked her, should I change the format to doing this on Monday like we did on Fridays because we did have so much fun. And she said, I think that's a great idea. Now, a lot of it was because I didn't have faith in myself to make that decision on my own. I didn't have the courage to say, you know what, I'm changing up the Monday formats. We're gonna have Mystic Monday now. Because I'm always afraid that people who don't follow this path that I'm on won't, what's the word I'm looking for? Won't stick around to watch, won't stick around to listen. We get so caught up on the beliefs that we sit with that we miss a lot. We really miss a lot. There are people out there who may say, oh God, here she goes. She's in her metaphysical state again. But look at the cards we had. We had cards talking about balance. We had cards talking about, helping people to heal or how to heal ourselves. People get too caught up on where the message is coming from as opposed to what the message is. And that's what I was afraid of. I was afraid that I would lose people because people are getting caught up on where the message is coming from as opposed to what the message is. Like I said, if you go to church every Sunday and you sat there in your pew or your chair thinking, God, I really could use this answer. What is it that I need to do for myself? And God says, watch Shelley's Daily Vibe. Well, I don't know if he said that or not, but you happen onto the Daily Vibe and you're like, oh God, she's doing the mystical stuff again. Your answer may have been from the Isis Oracle deck. It may have been God saying, hey, you need to balance. You need to balance. You need to find your balance. You need to reconnect to who you are. You miss things. We miss things when we shut our minds off to everything else because it doesn't fall in lines with what we're sitting and learning 1 hour a day in a building. Now, if you go to church, that's great. That's you. That's what you love to do. And I think more power to you. My mom was a diehard Catholic. But in the last year of her life, especially when she started to get sick, she started, the more she saw the different direction I was going in, she at first kind of like, oh my God, you're going to hell. But, well, she didn't say that. But, she's like, well, do you pray this and that and the other? And I didn't hang on to God for her. I hung on to God for me. Like I said, I have a lot of higher powers that sit at my table, including him, her. whatever you want to refer to God as, and the universe. The universe is like the building where they all sit in. But I didn't hang on to God for her. I hung on to him for me, because everybody offers something different in my life. Every being and entity that I believe in offers something different. They offer different paths. They offer different understandings. And when you bring that all together, it can be so magical and so amazing. But when I do the Monday and the Friday things, I don't want you to get lost in the meeting. Or I don't want you to get lost in where it's coming from. I want you to get lost in what the message is. Because something that resonates with you may have been missed because you chose not to listen. And I'm not trying to force you to listen. Whether you choose to watch or not is up to you. Like I said, you do you. If you go to church, I think that's great. If it brings you comfort and it brings you joy, that's awesome. If you don't go to church, but you have your higher powers, or maybe you don't go to church, but you do believe in God, that's awesome too. What we choose to do and how we choose to do it is up to us. As long as we don't hurt people with our beliefs, because maybe our beliefs don't fit theirs. I try to be all-encompassing, and I try to be, very, very careful in the steps that I take, because I don't want to lose people. I don't want it to go so sideways that people just walk away, because you never know what the message is going to be, and you never know where the message is going to come from. You could be sitting at a light and someone has a sign on the corner just saying, hey, go for it, just because they felt like it. Maybe one day they woke up, because you had a question out there and 10 other people had a question out there, and that person said, I'm going to go make a sign and I'm going to stand on the corner today for 10 minutes. And whoever sees my sign that says go for it, I hope it helps them. And maybe they just woke up and decided to do it. That's a message. That's a sign. Okay? Numbers. I'm a huge numbers person. If a number keeps following you, Google it. It's probably trying to tell you something. So, let's finish off with the fun stuff. The Rebel deck. Here's a doozy. Fuck. Shit is about to get real. Oh, fuck. You need your people around you. Wow. I don't know who's going through what right now, but your shit is about to get real. So remember everything I just talked about in this. Have faith in yourself. Don't quit on yourself. And just take deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths. Okay? And remember, have your people around you. Please don't isolate. When shit gets real, that's the last thing you should be doing, even though it's the one thing you want to do. It is not healthy. It is not wise. Sometimes there's a difference between isolating and reconnecting. And that I do know for a fact. There is a big difference between isolating and reconnecting. Those moments when we want to be most alone is the moments we should be reaching out to someone. Doesn't mean you have to go hang out with people. Call somebody. Sit in a room full of people, like maybe your family, your kids, your siblings, whatever. But do your best to not isolate. If you need to reconnect with yourself, that's fine. Take the time to reconnect with yourself. If you need to take time just for yourself, that's fine. But when you feel like you want to crawl under the rock, be careful, because sometimes you forget to come back out from under that rock for a very long time until people start coaxing you out with food and water. So just be careful when you choose to isolate, okay? I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I went 3 minutes over. Damn. Remember when these used to only be about 6 to 10 minutes? 15 minutes max. But that was a long time ago. But I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Facebook Live under Shelley Marie Lucas. Okay? Thank you for watching The Daily Vibe.